Katy Perry versus Katy Perry. Two people, one name, locked in one long legal fight. The pop superstar, who spells her first name with a Y, and a small Aussie fashion designer who spells hers with an IE, have been at war over who legally owns the name. Our Katy started her clothing brand in 2007, before the other one was even famous, and she trademarked it. For years, there have been legal blows back and forth, and last year the court ruled in Aussie Katy's favour. It was a win for the little guy.
I am absolutely over the moon. I actually felt like the whole world had come off my shoulders.
But today, after the hitmaker appealed, an ugly end to the almost 15-year feud. Aussie Katy Perry joins me now. Katy, there is no sugarcoating this. You lost.
I did, and I'm absolutely devastated about it.
What does it mean for everything you've worked so hard for?
It means that I've lost everything. You know, this is a label that I've had a dream of since I was 11 years old. And I did everything that the government said I should do. Register your business name, get an ABN, and get a trademark. And that's what I did. And now, today, I've lost that trademark, which means I've lost my whole business and my dream.
Tell me about receiving that news today that, I mean, even though that you've owned this name Katy Perry in Australia for 16 years, it's not yours anymore.
Which is hard to even wrap my head around. You know, I started my label using my own name, my name that I was born with, and have the trademark. I've had it since 2008, always selling, using the trademark, and now today I'm told I've lost that trademark and I cannot no longer use my own name on my own fashion label.
And I know how hard you have worked over the years. Like you said that this was your dream since you're 11. You also started with a stall at the Paddington Markets and you have built this up. And you know, when you're a fashion designer in this country and you're doing it on your own, you're also raising two little kids, it is a hard slog.
It is really hard, as most people with small businesses would know. You know, we are the backbone of Australia, but it is a hard slog. And I started off Paddington Markets, like you said. I've always been self-funded. Blood, sweat and tears have gone through building this business and this label. And now today I'm going to lose it all.
And when you say lose it all, so this means you cannot use the name Katy Perry on any of your clothing anymore, like for anything?
For anything. So today, you know, I was in my showroom looking around at all of my clothes, my merino wool wraps, my tags, my flyers, bags. I can't use the name Katy Perry.
I mean, when I heard this today, and you have won at sort of every turn throughout this court process, and this is in the Australian court system as well, but if you've got a trademark and then you can just lose it like this, how is it even worth the paper it's written on? It's
clearly worth nothing, because it just shows that you can have a trademark in 2008, but you can still lose it in 2024 from some American conglomerate. Like, where is the support from our own Australian legal system? I've really been let down by them today.
Yeah, and as you say, it's not like you sort of played on the name Katy Perry when you started your business. When you started, the world hadn't heard of her at this point. And also, I mean, legally, her name's not Katy Perry. I think it is Catherine Elizabeth Hudson. Remind us again, what name were you born with?
I was born Katy Perry. And like most fashion designers, when I was starting up my label, decided to use my own name. And she wasn't around. You know, I think sometimes people forget it's not now. I'm not starting now where she's this big pop star. This was back in 2007 when I started the brand, using my own name, getting a trademark like the government says that you should. And now, all these years that I've been working on the business, my brand reputation, my website, I've lost it all today.
What's all that hard work been for, is how you feel at this point.
Exactly.
You've said in the past you felt bullied and intimidated, and Katy Perry is said to have called you some pretty horrible names in emails. What toll has the past 15 years taken on you?
A huge toll. Look, I've got two little kids, so the reason I have been doing this and continued to fight was to show them the importance of standing up to a bully, and also my values. You know, I think it's important for everybody to stand up for what they believe in. I did believe in truth and justice. I don't know today what my values and my views are on those words anymore, to be honest.
When you and I look at it here, like a lot of people would have just caved and went, I can't go up. And you've got a global superstar, the resources that she's got behind her, and it's just little odd you on your own plugging away. But, you know, it's not an even playing field, is it?
And it's never been an even playing field. You know, this whole case has been built on a David and Goliath. And I think that's why when I won last year, you know, it really felt like this was a win, not just for me, but for all of small business. You know, even talking about it now, I get goosebumps because this was a win for all of us. And today, it feels like not only have I, but all of small business in Australia have been let down. What's the point of having a trademark?
Yeah.
If anybody from overseas can just come in and use their might and their power to take it away from you 15 years later.
And look, I remember talking to you last year after the win, and I much preferred that conversation than the one we're having to have now.
So did
But
I.
a big part of what you were telling me back then was that I want to show my kids that you got to take a stand when you think something is wrong, like no matter what the cost. But boy, you've paid a big cost.
Look, I have, and you know, the other thing that we haven't really touched on is I've also been trolled. So I've had the two battles, the one in the courtroom, but then also outside of the courtroom. But despite all of that, I kept on fighting because I believed in truth and justice and standing up for what I believe in. You know, I believed in our legal system. I believed in Australian trademarks.
Do you feel let down by that legal system now?
Completely let down today, completely.
Yeah. There must be a lot of emotions around it.
Yeah, there is. And there's a lot of emotional, like, I probably will get a bit teary. Yeah. What do I say to my kids? Like, I haven't told them yet, but what do I say to them? Like, has it been worth it? You know, I think I need to like dust myself off and then figure out what are my next steps.
Yeah.
You know.
Your kids are going to be so proud of you, my love. You know, like you've taken on a fight that's taken a lot out of you, and you should be really proud of that.
Thank you, Ali.
There is a final option. You could go to the High Court. It's hard. Chances aren't great. Do you have any fight left in you?
Look, the thing is now, you know, I look at the name Katy Perry and it makes me feel sick. I don't know if I've got the fight or the will to do that. I'm not sure. Again, I have to gather myself together, kind of dust myself off and figure out if I can get back into that ring again.
Yeah, well, I think you're amazing and what you've done, the example you've set your kids, and all I can say is so much for sisterhood and female empowerment. I would just like to say I will never listen to her music again in solidarity with you.
Why, thank you.
Okay, but look after yourself, and I'm really sorry. This is how today played out.
Yeah, thanks, Ali.
Okay, thank you.